Okay. Do you know Dr. Haza give us a coursework, which is we need to do a group discussion, and then she gave us four teams to choose, which are health, sex and technology, social issue, and environment. So, do you guys have any idea about which team that we need to choose as our group discussion?
In my opinion, I think that we can talk about health because health actually they are related to all human beings, and health is important to us. It's about diet, disease, and many more.
Yes, I also agree with Yunsan because without health, we cannot do anything like travel, playing basketball. Health is important for us.
So, do you have any idea about our group name?
I think maybe startup or breaking the ice.
For me, I prefer to choose Startup as our group name because I think Startup is short and easy to remember.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I also agree with Lihan because it's our first time to do the English assignment. So it also is our first assignment.
Yeah, and startup actually is meaningful because we start from zero, and this is our first assignment and first group discussion.
Okay, so when we talk about health, what idea do you have?
Actually, when you talk about health, the first that comes to my mind is about COVID-19, because as we know that now the COVID-19 affects the human, and a lot of people die or death because of COVID-19, as the virus of COVID-19 is too strong and it spread really fast.
Yes, have over 716 million cases and 6.9 million deaths have been recorded worldwide, but actually the number is higher. COVID-19 is caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most people can make a full recovery without need hospital treatment. However, also has some people who will get seriously ill and need medical attention. Like older people and others have the cardiovascular disease and cancer.
Yeah, I agree with you, Singing, because COVID they spreads really fast, like through the tiny virus particles that get inside the body. And the most common way for COVID to enter the body is by being breathed in from the infected air. And this really can happen when the people stand close together to each other. And however, the COVID-19, the cases of COVID-19 reduce after the vaccine is created, like the Pfizer and also Sinovac.
A new variant, EG5, nicknamed the Eris variant, is sparking the uptick in COVID cases.
We've started to see a rise in COVID nationally. We've seen it globally as well. This is the same trajectory that we've seen over the last several years. Starting in August, we start to see cases going up.
Here in New York, health officials are reporting a 55% increase in COVID cases from 2 weeks ago. Nationwide, there's a 12% increase in hospitalizations.
I have like body aches, chills, fever.
Raveen Hassan just got COVID for the first time after attending a tea party in D.C. And how about any of your friends who were at the tea party?
So they also got tested, and they were maybe 4 or 5 of them were positive around exactly the same time Tuesday.
Millions of Americans have been packing stadiums and movie theaters for this summer's big entertainment events. The perfect environment for COVID to spread. Inside Edition producer Britt Krause was one of 70,000 Swifties at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Now she has COVID.
I also went and saw the Barbie movie in the same weekend. I could have gotten COVID from either one of those.
The good news is that the vast majority of cases appear to be mild, and an updated booster set to be approved in September is engineered to battle the new variant.
My guess is that we'll see a new updated vaccine every year, just like we do with the flu shot.
So any ways to prevent someone who get COVID-19?
Yes. Prevention of the COVID-19 is wearing mask. Wearing mask can reduce the spread of the virus. So we should wear carefully mask, like we should cover our nose, mouth when mask. Besides, we should have the social distancing, with 1 meter distance, and we should avoid a crowded area and keep distancing between yourselves and others.
Yeah, you are right. I would like to add on that we need to wear a mask in a proper way because that mask can protect us and also others. Besides that, we should also avoid enclosed areas and always wear masks when we are outside.
So besides, any other prevention about it?
Yes. We should also wash our hands with soap or use a sanitizer. Washing hands can remove virus from our hand to help prevent an infection, because we will unconsciously touch our eyes, mouth, and furthermore, we should cover our mouth and nose when our breath and clothes to prevent the spread of the virus.
So well, just now we talked about COVID-19, this disease. So any other disease that we can talk about in our group discussion?
Yeah, the next disease that I think is about SARS.
It started like a regular cold for Mr. Lee in the spring of 2003, but soon he was experiencing severe pain.
聽到有一種病毒入侵，但係我住院嘅期間咧係威爾斯感染嗰班見習醫生係混埋一齊嘅。
He spent 2 months in that coma. And with an influx of patients experiencing similar symptoms, scientists at Hong Kong's universities worked round the clock to identify what was causing it and how to treat it.
The difficulty is you don't know what you're treating at that time. All right? The patient having fever and the pneumonia, and we haven't found anything at that time. So everybody is very anxious, trying to find what is going on wrong with the patients.
The disease was eventually called SARS, Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, a virus that first spread in densely populated animal markets in southern China. In the spring of 2003, it was brought to Hong Kong by a visiting doctor, and within weeks, it spread throughout the city.
當時嚟講咧，即係淘大花園根本係一個死城一樣嘅，冇晒人嘅，根本上嚟講，連全鋪頭都唔開嘅，咁所以咧就好多人都唔敢嚟呢度嘅。
The Amoy Gardens private housing estate in Kowloon was one of the black spots for disease transmission.
成個期間咧，我哋有差唔多300幾人咧係受到感染啦。咁當時呢度嘅氣氛就好差啦，因為點解咧？政府冇話俾我聽，就嗰個來源係點樣啊？同埋嗰啲人咧入咗醫院之後咧，佢哋就嗰個情況咧就好差，即係變得好壞。咁啊好多人咧都發高燒，同埋咧就入咗呢個ICU。
In total, over 1,700 people in Hong Kong were infected, and nearly 300 people died. Many of the survivors still suffer from SARS long-term effects. Mr. Lee hasn't been able to work since he got ill.
後來出咗個幾月之後咧，一路走去鍛鍊，去學行路，恢復我自己嘅體能。咁體能之後咧，突然間又發現骨枯，所以嗰個情緒好高漲，崩潰，精神崩潰。
In the years after SARS, the Hong Kong government has taken extensive measures to promote public hygiene, hoping to avert the next pandemic. But Professor Yun says it's only a matter of time.
SARS is horrible because it's acute, and also the mortality is around 10%. It will come back if you open up all the wildlife markets in China again, and you can see that things always repeat itself. If it comes many years later, all the vigilance will be gone, and the effect is much bigger. All the measures that we are now taking would be so downgraded that when it comes, we will not be able to handle it because of the loss of vigilance. But if it comes earlier, then it's usually easier because now we, at least in the public health sector, we are still very concerned about emerging infectious diseases.
Actually, SARS usually begins with the flu-like sign, fever, chills, muscle ache, and also headache. However, after a week, the patient may feel high fever, dry cough, and also shortness of breath.
So, does it have any prevention?
Of course, to prevent SARS, we should always wash our hands frequently with soap and also hot water. Besides, we should wash our personal items like utensils, towels, bedding, and clothing. Last but not least, we should always wear a surgical mask.
What is the difference between SARS and COVID-19?
When we talk about SARS and COVID-19, actually they are similar. However, SARS, they are categorized under epidemic by WHO, while COVID-19, they are categorized under pandemic. Besides that, the number of deaths caused by COVID-19 is much more higher than SARS, and the total countries affected by COVID-19 is also much more higher compared to the disease of SARS. Last but not least, the additional mode of transmission for SARS is fecal, while COVID-19 is caused by the potentially vertical and also sexual.
Okay, well, just now you both of you already said about some disease that happened recently. Yeah. The disease that come to my mind is smallpox. Actually, what is a smallpox? Smallpox is a serious and often deadly viral infection. It spreads from person to person and causes permanent scarring. Smallpox has affected humans for thousands of years, but it was wiped out worldwide by 1980 thanks to the smallpox vaccine. The last case of naturally occurring smallpox was reported in 1977. The sample of smallpox virus had been kept for research purposes, and scientists' advances have made it possible to create smallpox in the lab. This has led to concern that smallpox will become a bioweapon during the World War III. Yeah.
So can you talk about the causes of smallpox?
Okay, smallpox is caused by the Varroa virus, and this virus can spread directly from person to person. So, for example, when you will contact with someone was infected with smallpox, when he's sneezing or coughing, you may get infected. Besides, this virus can spread indirectly from an infected person. For example, when you stay with someone infected in an enclosed area or enclosed room, the virus can be spread through the air and then you may get infected. Besides, this virus can spread through contaminated items, such as the personal items of a patient, and when you contact with them, and you may get infected. But this type of transmission is quite less common. So besides, this virus can spread through terrorist weapons, and just now, like just now I said, this virus can become a bioweapon to critical the economy and the structure of the country. So it's very cruel for human.
Oh, I see. So what are the symptoms of smallpox?
Actually, the first symptoms of smallpox usually appear 12 to 14 days after you are exposed to the smallpox virus. However, this virus can be in your body from 7 to 19 days before you look or feel sick. This time also known as the incubation period of smallpox. Okay, mostly the symptoms of a patient are fever, muscle ache, headache, severe fatigue, severe back pain, and vomit. And in the end, the red spot will appear on the patient's body, the whole body, and the red spots looks very disgusting and looks like a lot of pimples appear on the patient's body.
Oh, that's terrible.
So, any idea about another disease that can?
Yes, I think we can talk about cholera.
Cholera is a bacterial infection which causes severe diarrhoea and dehydration. It can be fatal within hours if untreated. Thought to have originated in India's Ganges Delta, the disease began to spread worldwide during the 19th century and is now endemic in many countries, particularly in Africa, Asia and Latin America. Countries facing humanitarian crises such as conflict, extreme poverty or natural disasters are particularly vulnerable to cholera outbreaks due to the lack of access to clean water and proper sanitation. Infection is spread through drinking water or eating food contaminated with the cholera bacterium. The source is usually the feces of an infected person. With an incubation period of between 12 hours to around 5 days, outbreaks can take hold quickly. In 2015, the officially reported number of deaths was 1,304, but the World Health Organization estimates that in reality cholera claims between 42,000 and 142,000 lives each year. Some 4 million people are thought to be infected annually. Limited surveillance systems coupled with fears about the impact on trade and tourism means many cases go unreported. Most people infected with cholera don't develop any symptoms, but the pathogens can stay in their feces for over a week, which means it's particularly contagious in areas where sanitation is poor. For those who do contract the disease, symptoms are generally mild or moderate. Treatment involves rapid rehydration, either orally or intravenously, in severe cases. Antibiotics can reduce the volume of diarrhoea in cholera cases with severe dehydration. There is a vaccine against cholera which has proved a vital tool in cholera control, but protection is not lifelong. The key to prevention is the provision of safe water supplies, proper sanitation, enhanced hygiene measures and food safety.
Cholera is more often occurs in underdeveloped countries that they are letting water supplies. So the cholera is transmitted through the food and is spread by eating or drinking food and containing the bacteria. When people eat the fruit or drink the water that containing the bacteria, they will get sick. They have some symptoms of the cholera is vomiting, leg cramp, restlessness.
When the war is happened, this cholera disease will be more happen in the country which is during the war. It's because the lack of medicine and the water, food cannot not usually cook or not usually cook or boil. So when humans eat the contaminated food or drinks, but they don't know, so they may get infected with cholera.
Yeah, you are right. But I think I would like to add on also, in some rural areas, the areas are not clean. The water, the food, they are not fully cooked, so that people will easier to get cholera.
Do you have any ways to prevent we get infected with this disease?
Yes, we should make sure that our drink is safe. Like we should boil our water for 1 minute, and besides we should wash our hands use of safety water and before, during, and after preparing food. Last, we should clean up a food preparation area and let it dry before the use.
Okay, well, so I have another idea coming to my mind, which is, do you heard about plague pandemic before?
No. Can you talk about it?
Okay, actually, in human history, plague pandemic has happened 3 times in human history. Yeah. So the first plague pandemic, also known as the early medieval plague, was caused by Yersinia pestis. Okay, the first plague pandemic was happened in the Eastern Roman Empire in 541 AD. Okay, and then since this was during the reign of Roman Emperor Justinian I, so it is known as the Great Plague of Justinian. Well, the first plague pandemic has killed a third of the population of the Eastern Roman Empire. After that, there were more than 10 major epidemics recorded, and the last was until around 760 AD. Okay, it mainly affected countries in the Mediterranean basin, Near East, and Northern Europe. This one is all about first plague pandemic now. So we move on to the second plague pandemic. Well, the second plague pandemic refers to a series of major plague epidemics in the world that began with the Black Death in Europe and lasted from approximately the 14th century to the late 18th or early 19th century. Starting in 1347, the Black Death killed 75 to 200 million people in Europe within 4 years. Okay, do you know this picture? This picture. Okay, this picture. Okay, this picture actually is the doctor during the pandemic. During this pandemic. Okay, usually this doctor usually don't have much of knowledge about this disease. So what they will do is they will use a wood cane to beat the patients to save them from the punishment of God, because they think that only the evil people will get this disease. So okay, right? Okay, this one is all about the second plague pandemic. Now we move on to the third plague pandemic. The third plague pandemic began in Yunnan in 1855 during Qing dynasty, and it until the middle of 20th century. Okay, this plague spread to Hong Kong, Guangzhou, and other places in 1890. Okay, since then it has gradually spread to more than 60 countries and regions in the world, and causing approximately 10 million to 50 million people around the world die. Okay, this is all about the 3 plague pandemic that happened in our human history.
That's amazing about the plague pandemic. And now I would like to talk about the disease that can exist in this modern era, and that is heart attack. Heart attack is also known as myocardial infarction, and heart attack it usually happens to elder people, but now in this modern era it can also be happen in young people. This is because they have an unhealthy lifestyle and also unbalanced diet. Heart attack usually it occurs because of the accumulation of plaque inside the blood vessels, which cause the blood to be stuck, and it causes difficult to breathe. So the symptoms of heart attack are the patients may feel chest pain, like the pressure, tightness, pain, or squeezing. The pain or discomfort that spreads to the shoulder, arm, back, neck, jaw, teeth, or sometimes the upper belly. Patients with heart attack will also feel cold sweat, fatigue, heartburn or indigestion, lightheadedness or sudden dizziness, nausea, shortness, and also shortness of breath. So to prevent from suffering from heart attack, we should always follow a healthy lifestyle, which is do not smoke. We should always maintain a healthy weight with a heart-healthy diet by getting regular exercise and also manage stress. Because as we know, sometimes stress can also cause people to have a lot of upset, then they can have suddenly have heart attack and die straight away. So other than that, we should also manage other health conditions such as high blood pressure and also diabetes, because both diseases can increase the risk of heart attacks. And you should ask your healthcare provider how often you need the checkups. Last but not least, you should take medications as directed, as your healthcare provider can prescribe drugs to protect and improve the health of your heart.
Okay, so just now Yushan talk about diabetes. Xin can you talk more briefly about diabetes?
Diabetes is the patient of the diabetes they have not enough insulin, or they cannot use the insulin in well as it should eat. In the symptom of the diabetes is feeling more thirsty than usual, lose weight without trying, very tired and weak. And last, we will have the blurry vision. Diabetes also have 3 types. The type 1 diabetes is caused by the autoimmune reaction. It means that the body they attack the body by mistakes. It also will stop to make the insulin. Besides have the type 2 diabetes, it is more people will get the type 2 diabetes. Diabetes also have the gestational diabetes is more often that the pregnant woman get. After they born a baby, they usually will not get the diabetes, but will increase the risk of get the diabetes. And the baby also will have the more often that the baby will have the obesity.
Okay. So Xin, how to prevent ourselves from getting diabetes?
We should lose our weight and keep it off. Weight control is an important part of diabetes prevention. You may be prevent or delay a diabetes by losing 5 to 10% to your current weight. Besides, we should following a healthy eating plan. Our diet should have include a small portion and less fat and sugar. We should have eat more vegetables and eat a variety of food from each food group, include the grain, fruit, vegetable. We also can limit the red meat and avoid the processed milk. Last, we should have a regular exercise. Regular exercise can lower our blood sugar levels. And Lihan, have you a regular exercise?
Before have, but now really less exercise for me.
Why?
Because lazy. Yeah.
That's bad. we should always get a regular exercise, at least 2 to 3 times per week, so that we can excrete our toxics and also those kind of and control our weight.
Okay. Besides, if you talk about the disease that happen in this generation, the first coming to my mind is cancer. Cancer is really a common disease for human. So actually, what is a cancer? Cancer is a disease that which some of the body cells grow uncontrollably and spread to the other parts of the body. Normally, human cells will grow and multiply to form new cells when the body needs them. When the cell grow old or become damaged, they will die, and a new cell will take their place. Sometimes this orderly process breaks down and abnormal or damaged cells grow and multiply when they shouldn't. These cells may form tumors, which are lumps of tissue. The tumors can be cancerous or not cancerous. So, do you have any question about cancer?
What are the difference between cancer cells and normal cells?
Oh, okay, such a good question. Okay, normal cell actually stop when there is enough, and they will grow until mature. But the cancerous cell will grow uncontrollably, and they won't become mature. Okay, and the normal cell can respond to signal from other cells, but cancerous cells don't. Okay, the age or damaged normal cell can be repaired or replaced, but for cancerous cells, they are neither replaced or repaired. Okay, furthermore, normal cells only stay together in a assigned area, but the cancerous cells can travel solo throughout the body. Okay, for normal cells, they look uniformly under a microscope, but the cancerous cells look larger and darker in color under a microscope. Well, normal cells also can be targeted and eliminated, but the cancerous cell can hide and cannot be eliminated. Okay, this is about the difference between cancer cells and normal cells.
Oh, so actually, is it like in this modern era, there are more people getting cancer? So what's the reason?
I think the first reason is they're exposed to the high radioactive area, and then the radioactive items will change their genetic, and then they may when they will undergo cell division, the abnormal cell will be produced, so they may get a cancer cell. To add on something, besides. Cancer can be inherited from your parents. When your parents had the genetic about cancers, then your son or your child can maybe get cancer in the future.
So is it like all type of cancers can be inherited to the next generations?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, so this is why in this modern era, people have a higher risk to get a cancer cell. This is because people they spend more time in front of their computers and also their mobile phone, and actually there are a lot of X-rays that can be exposed from these type of gadgets, which increase the risk of people to get a cancer.
Okay, do you know actually what is the top killer of cancer to the woman?
Maybe it's breast cancer?
Yes, you are right. But do you know actually men also will get a breast cancer?
Oh.
Okay. Well, besides of breast cancer, there's still a lot of cancer that you will get, such as lung cancer, liver cancer when you drink too much alcohol, brain cancer, gastric cancer and so on.
Yeah, and actually, my neighbor, he died because of the lung cancer. This is because he smoked frequently, and until it caused his lung to become darker than the normal person. Because the inside the cigarettes, it contains of tars and nicotines and many more the chemicals which can damage our lungs.
Hey, do you have any question about cancer, Xing?
Our environment will cause the cancer?
Oh yes, of course. If you stay in a high radiative area, and then you may get cancer. Okay, for now, I actually have a treatment of cancer, which is using gamma ray to kill the cancer cells in our body. But at the same time, normal cell also get killed. So you will see the patient looks very weak and looks skinny, and their hair is already lost.
Yeah.
Actually, if you recover from the cancer, the cancer may be relapsed because you also have some normal cell that produce. So the cancer, you may get this disease again. So have any idea about other disease?
I think people should always carry out medical checkup so that we can discover the cancer cells as soon as possible, so that we can get a treatment at first time. This is because when cancer is at the last stage, it's difficult to get a treatment, and most people will die from this cancer.
Okay, well, do you have any other disease to elaborate?
Yes. I think we can talk about kidney failure.
Kidney failure. Oh.
Kidney failure.
Kidney failure is meant by one or both of our kidney no longer function as well as on their own. Kidney failure is sometimes temporary and develop quickly. Other time it is long-term condition that slowly get worse. Kidney failure can affect anyone, but have someone with high risk that you get the kidney failure. So like who have the heart disease, they have the diabetes. The patient of the kidney failure have some symptoms like extremely tiredness, vomiting, edema, breathing more often, muscle cramp, and last is the dry skin.
So, are there any treatment if we suffering from kidney failure?
Yes, we can do dialysis. Dialysis can help patients who have the kidney failure filter blood. There are two types of the dialysis. The first one is a hemodialysis. In a hemodialysis, a machine will regularly drain the patient's blood. The second is the peritoneal dialysis. They have a bag with a dialysis solution and will attach a bag with a dialysis solution to the catheters in your abdominal lining. The solution flow from the bag and absorb the waste product. The second of the treatment is kidney transplant. The surgeon will place a healthy kidney and move to the patient and take over the bad kidney.
So, do you mean like people can live with only one kidney?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, so now I read out something. Okay, if for now because iPhone 15 already, we can buy. So can I use the kidney to change? Okay, so just kidding. I will continue. Yeah.
So, Sini, are there any prevention to prevent us from getting kidney failure?
Yes. The first is exercise regularly. Like we can do a fast walk, best play basketball, jogging. I think we should do a 3 times or 4 times a week. Second, we can manage alcohol intake because alcohol can higher our blood pressure. We should have a healthy diet, include and have more vegetable and fruit, and limit red meals, less fat, less sugar.
Yeah, you mean like we can follow the food pyramid, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. This is the food pyramid that we can be followed.
The last is we should stop smoking.
And now I would like to talk about liver disease. Actually, what is liver disease? Liver disease is when our liver is damaged. We know that liver is the second largest organ in our body other than our skin. And the liver, they will produce bile for us for the digestion of food and for the metabolism of our body. So kidney do play an important role in our body. If we get a liver disease, patients can face jaundice, which is the yellowing, appears on their skin and the whites of their eyes. Next is abdominal pain, bruising easily, change in the color of their urine or stool. As we know that the urine of a normal person is white or pale yellow, but if the patient faces liver disease, then the color of their urine may be more to yellow or brown. Other than that, patients with liver disease can also feel fatigue, nausea or vomiting, swelling in their arms or legs, which is called edema.
So, do you have any ways to prevent getting a liver disease?
Of course, to prevent from suffering, to prevent the prevention of suffering from liver disease is we should avoid or limit alcohol, because alcohol is really not good to our body and our liver. Next, we should also avoid the food and drinks that contains trans fats, which is also known as saturated fat, or the high fructose corn syrup. Next, we should always carefully manage our intake of prescription and over-the-counter medications to avoid the liver damage, as medications like acetaminophen, which is a common cause of liver injury. Last but not least, we should always get a regular exercise 2 to 3 times per week, and also limit the consumption of red meat.
Well, so that's all about your opinion. Now I have another opinion, which is because HIV. Do you heard this disease before?
Yeah, it's caused by sexual intercourse, right?
Yeah. If the sexual is not safe, so this HIV can be spread through the unsafe sexual activities. Okay, so do you know what is the how does HIV can be transmitted?
Through sexual intercourse.
Okay, do you know?
HIV can transmitted by the stray needle and blood donation.
Also, so actually, you know that before doing your blood donation, so the worker will give you a paper to write about what's your sex experience, or do you have HIV or not. Oh, this one is to make sure that the blood receptor don't get any disease from the blood donator. So, do you have any ideas?
Yeah, and I think that we should always protect ourselves carefully, especially for female, because we do not easily taking sexual intercourse with others that you don't even know.
Are you okay, Xin?
Yes, very okay.
Okay.
So like singing and me and also Li Heng, actually we are not feeling well recently. Yeah, so this is because this is also related to our topic health, as we are sick as it can be by many factors like the weather conditions or the food. Yeah, because we often eat Malay's food in the cafe in our campus. And the food are spicy and hot, so that we need to drink more water to prevent ourselves from getting more worse.
So actually my cough it happened before I come into this college lah. Okay, because I have get infected with influenza, and then my lung and my trachea, the place is not really well, so maybe more easily to get infected with, or more easily to get sick because of the dust of and the particle that in the air. Yeah.
So actually, can influenza spread through the air?
Yes, of course. When you are coughing or you are sneezing, this influenza virus can be spread easily.
So you should wear a mask now.
Actually, I have already recovered, but I think this one is maybe my lung is not well, so my lungs very weak, so maybe I will cough at the time, especially on night.
So all in all, I think that we should always maintain a healthy lifestyle by getting regular exercise and also have a healthy diet by following the food pyramid. And I think both of these are the main point for us to maintain, because this is like a habit that we should follow and practice to take care of ourselves and also others.
So,
what do you think?
What do you think, Xin? Because can you talk about your feelings or your ideas about disease?
Singing is not feeling well now.
Oh,
so yeah, and actually in our class many people are sick. Yeah, and the virus spread from one to another, and everyone gets sick.
Have you had any experience of COVID-19?
You want to answer first, or me? I answer first.
You can answer because I have no experience at all.
Oh well, I have experience COVID-19 this disease last year. Last year. Since before I go to SPM, I have get infected with this disease. So but fortunately I get recover after this, and then I can go to participate SPM examination. Yeah.
So is it like what are your feelings during that time?
First of all, the feeling is I cannot speak too much because my throat is very pain and very dry. Besides, I also get a flu during the time. Okay. My hand and legs also feeling weak, and maybe I cannot take a heavy items. Okay. This is all about my symptoms during I'm infected with COVID-19.
So it's sad to hear that. So do you have any experience
Yes.
of COVID?
Yes, I have to remember that last year, November, I get the COVID-19. Yes, I have fever, cough, sore throat, and chills. I think I'm fortunate because they are holiday. I will have no many homework. So I think
Yeah, so during during 2019 or 2020, yeah, the COVID-19
start to spread, right?
Yeah, the COVID-19 are serious. Yeah, this disease that spread really fast, and suddenly it spread from Wuhan, China, until other countries that spread to our countries. So it really affect many people.
And many people lost their job during this pandemic.
Yeah, until now, COVID-19 cases are still rising. So that we should always
protect ourselves. Yes.
And suddenly I think about another disease that most people are facing now, which is obesity. This obesity, many people are facing this problem because of maybe they eat too much or they do not carry out exercise. Yeah, and how we can measure that we are obesity is by calculating our BMI. And here's the formula to calculate our BMI.
I'm the one who is underweight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also underweight.
So this disease actually not so far with us.
Yeah, why?
Okay.
Actually, what's the reason that cause underweight is because the malnutrition. Malnutrition means that we are underweight or obesity, which means that some of us with malnutrition may eat too less or eat too much, or even they do not carry out exercise.
But actually, I eat too. Actually my eating habits is too much lah. So
yeah, actually, we also need to eat on time. We need to eat on a regular time every day so that it's more healthier to our body.
Actually, every time I eat very much because but I still very skinny.
Yeah, actually it depends on person because the amount of nutrients that needed by male and female is different.
No, I think because of my metabolism is too fast. So okay, just continue. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like
when I eat and I absorb very fast and then all come out from
the feces.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so you need to eat more.
And I already eat more.
Okay, so yeah, and this can link to those people with constipation. People with constipation should eat more fibers, like vegetables and also fruits, so that they can excrete out their toxic easier. Easier, and it can prevent constipation.
So, do you want to make a conclusion for our group discussion now?
Yeah.
Okay, a conclusion that All in all, we should have a healthy lifestyle that like just everyone of us already talk about, because this is the one way, the important way that we can maintain our health. So, so we must follow it lah.
Yeah. And also there are many types of too much of disease in this modern era. So we should always maintain a healthy lifestyle to prevent ourselves from suffering this disease.
Yes.
So
I think we also should have enough sleep to maintain a happy lifestyle. Although we are busy in the assignment or work, well, I think we should have enough sleep or get enough 8 hours sleep.
yeah, we need to sleep enough 8 hours, and every day drink enough water so that we can increase the metabolism of our body like Li Heng, so that we can always stay strong and healthy.
Okay. So actually human is a weak organism. So we should do a medical check for once a year to make sure that our body still function well. And
Yeah, and please don't always stay alone when you have upset or stress, because too much of stress can cause a person to face problems like depression, anxiety, which may cause to mental health. As we know that mental health is linked together with physical health. If you don't have a good mental health, then how you can get a good physical health, right?
yeah, I agree with Yinshan. So yeah, health is really important for us. So our discussion is until here now. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye. Hi, Kaiwan. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay, hi, my name is Kaiwan and I'm size 1.
Okay. Okay, just now you listened to us about health and we talk about more about disease. So any ideas from you? Or you what disease that you more notice about? Mental disease or health or physical disease? Physical health disease, yeah.
I think in IBG I found out that most of the IBG students got physical disease like coughing, and sometimes they got like sneezing. So, and maybe in some other places, I don't know, maybe they will have some like mental problems. Some students who will get mental problems, like because they are stressed so much, always anxiety, like me. So
can you talk about what you are anxiety about? Can you talk about why you are anxiety? Anxiety for what things?
I think my anxiety is just to make sure. The purpose of my anxiety is I want to make sure all my things is in good condition, like in perfect condition. Because I don't wish my thing to like suddenly disappear, and after that I found out that thing is in my pencil box like that. So I must be more conscious or concerned about my things.
Okay.
So this concern make me very anxiety sometimes. I will like always worry, like after I lock my room, lock the door, I will like go to check more than twice time, like 10 times like that, just to make sure the door is all really locked by me. So
okay.
And that's sometimes this anxiety causes me a lot of problems.
Do you get anxiety about the assignment coming soon? Assignment is coming soon.
Of course lah. I still haven't start doing some of the assignments yet, like the chemics.
Okay.
And the
never mind lah.
Okay.
You may be success.
Let's
Yeah.
work together.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.